Let's just get into it. Fuck it. Fuck it. What's up? We're still single. Welcome back to Still Single, hosted by Rob Moore, Jordan Kahana, and Alex Weber. Three single besties, or two single besties, one totally committed in a relation bestie. Reporting to you live from Austin, Texas, Los Angeles, California, and Denver, Colorado. How we doing, Webbs? You got the glasses on. You look hot, man.
Dude, thank you, bro. I'm getting some sun. I'm all sick. Dude, I just, as you were doing this, just a single thing, my mind just went to that, like, episode 580. Like,
they've been
damn,
doing this
man, we're still doing
for
this.
8 years.
Jeez Louise. All right, let's go.
We're like grandparents. I got into this senior home, and I swear Lucy is giving me the eyes.
We do a live show at Golden Oldies or whatever a senior place is called.
Well,
okay.
so we're doing great. Alex and I are still single and doing great. We're both a little yuck. Jay Money is happily in a relationship. Must be nice. We decided after our last episode, The Distance, that we were gonna do another rom-com draft. So this is the second official rom-com draft. Snops.
We're drafting again.
We're drafting, baby. Sorry, there's something in my throat.
No, it's okay. Also, I feel like my microphone is just picking up everything. Like I'm on butt cheeks. Yeah. The setting on my microphone we determined was butt cheeks, and so with the different options, and I'm on there, but like, do you hear this?
God.
This is like crazy ASMR. I'm far away from the microphone.
You sound like you're on butt cheeks. Like it sounds like the right level of butt cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, but
Jay,
before
do you want to announce the categories or just get us in?
No. I'm so excited. I was just getting the names all in the hat, ready to go. But
nice.
I am super excited to do this. Was workshopping this with the guys, and here is the categories for this month's rom-com movie draft. We have Ryan Gosling. We have Rachel McAdams. We have Sandra Bullock.
The ball.
We have Ryan Reynolds. And in wild card, we have the aughts. So the early 2000s. So from 2000 to 2009. And
if you recall, in our first rom-com draft, we did 90s rom-coms. That was our wild card. So now we're going to the aughts. Mm-hmm. Which is a term I really didn't know. I didn't know the aughts was a term until you shared that with me. Does that make me unintelligent?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Thanks.
So just rules wise.
Yes.
Ross. So rules wise. Oh, that actually wasn't bad.
Ooh, that's so good. Yeah.
So
when you go
rules
deep like
wise,
pause.
We pick a movie for each category.
Correct.
We've already done one of these, Webs.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about this draft that is different than the last draft is that there are some overlapping movies with Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, as well as Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. So you have to make a decision of which category of person you are going to put them in.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I have a strategy here. I think I know what I want.
Me,
in a perfect
me
world.
too. I think I'm gonna stay on brand for myself here. It's partially wanting to win, but also I think I'm trying to stay thematic.
And just for our listeners, the winner of the first rom-com draft was I won. I was the winner, and so I'm trying to go for a back-to-back. So I just wanted to put that energy out there into the world that I won the first one, and I plan to win this one.
We're very happy for you. Congratulations.
You had a really good team.
Yeah.
These are some interesting people. I just did a little goog on Gaz. And a lot of these
Guys?
people have two real winners. And then the third
Yeah.
one is really up there where someone's going to get a little stranded here. I think trying to pick the third movie.
I mean, that's why it's a draft, baby. That's why we come to play.
Pick
We
that
come to
hat,
play.
Jordan.
Okay, so here we are. We are going to do the draft order. Hear it bouncing around. I got
Nice.
3.
Oh, it's the same beanie as last time. Perfect.
Is it? Oh, good
Yeah.
memory. Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
yeah.
And then we're going to
Yeah.
put 30 seconds on the clock to make your pick, right? 30 seconds.
I like that.
Sure.
We did that
Dude,
last time.
It's
how
got to
is
be
this
intense.
possible?
It's going to be Jordan. He's the first one.
It is me with the first pick.
Weird. When
Actually
you write
didn't-
Jordan on each one, it's
Didn't want that. Didn't want that, but here we go.
sure. It's tough to see what's in there inside of a beanie.
Okay, the second
The
one.
depth of the beanie. It's Jordan.
Ooh, Jordan
Maybe.
again. It is Rob with the
Let's
second
go.
pick. So it does change up. And so Alex, here you are proving that Alex is the getting all the audio in there. Alex with the turn. So we are doing a classic snake draft, which means Alex gets the third and the fourth pick on the turn back, and I get it fourth and fifth on the turn that way. And I don't have my big
Alex has a question already.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on? What's happening in your
The
head?
last category is early aughts, right?
Yes, it's a wild card for that.
That begs the question.
Yes.
What is mid aughts? Like, where does early aughts end?
So you clearly weren't listening when I said it goes from 2000 to 2009.
Oh, that's
He
all
was
the
so
aughts.
clear about the aughts, by the way. He couldn't have been more clear. And it's like, that's how decades work, is they're just 10-year periods.
There's a chance I wasn't listening.
So also when we were setting this up, I was like, cool, let me like get a little organized and you guys do a little like research, like look into this. And Alex is like, I'm a fly kind of guy. And here we are, just hitting record and doing
Jordan,
all
the
that
nice thing though is he's gonna be so flustered that he has to go back to back on the turn.
That's
he's
true.
Gonna be
he's gonna
be so flustered going back to back.
There's no way to prepare for that. Okay.
No.
All right. Who's on the clock?
It is
as
me.
soon as Jordan is ready, you give me a signal and I will hit that 30-second timer.
All right, I got my timer going.
I have 30 seconds. Okay. I am trying to think what I want to do because there is somewhat of a theme that I want to play on, but I think I'll do okay. All right. So I'm just going to go true to myself and where we've been consistently. I'm ready to go, even though I don't know. I kind of want to go. I want to go thematic here, and
10 seconds left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do because I think it's going to be here from.
It's just
all
it's
right.
got to be up. It's got to be up at this
point. where this. Oh man. Okay.
You need to make a pick.
I know. So because I have others that I know.
The disregard for time is outrageous.
It's why rules if they won't.
This is an auto pick.
Without listening to the fact of the aughts being 2000 to 2009, I do have a little wiggle on this. So what I'm going to do, I'll just do this.
You get good luck, Chuck. Good luck, Chuck. That's what you get.
We should have
Auto
like
draft.
penalties of like, hey, you didn't make it in time, so these are the picks of the wild card and all that for you.
What's crazy is your time's still going.
I know I'm just like vamping over here. I'm just like what's going on.
It's outrageous.
And then you'll see later on of like where I wanted to go with this. And I'm gonna go. So this is really why I didn't want the first pick because I wanted to have a little like
it's just this is lawless. This is absolutely lawless. A guy gets a girlfriend and just doesn't.
Let's do Crazy Stupid Love for Ryan Gosling.
You needed
Crazy
2 minutes to go to the
Stupid
movie that
No,
you can
'cause-
watch every day.
Yeah, no, because once again I wanted to be thematic here, and I almost went something else for Rachel
Wow.
McAdams there, but I think just being true to my I don't want to derail the draft too much from the start.
I can't breathe. That was amazing. You went for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I just
All
got to
right.
be true to myself there. Okay, I'm gonna be
Crazy
true to
Stupid
myself on
Love.
this draft. Yes.
Yeah.
Great pick. Absolutely phenomenal film. Honestly, one of my favorite Gosling films. Steve Carell. Beautiful. Great choice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like just it's a great film. So good job.
Yeah,
I'm
the
glad
chemistry with Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yes.
Emma Stone. Yeah, and that first scene I think is the best she's ever looked. And just
In the
his
Rain?
that scene is one of my favorites. That's usually where I start from if I'm trying to like fall asleep to watching that movie. That part is pretty on point.
Oh, when she breaks up with her fiance?
With, Josh Groban.
Josh Groban, yes. Oh, he's such a little shit in that. He's like,
yeah, he's a little goofy guy.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Great pick.
Thank you so much.
Rob,
you are up.
Okay, why don't you put 5 minutes on the clock there for me? And no, this is easy, guys. I've already know what I'm picking. I've known since the moment you mentioned Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. I've known the moment since we started recording Still Single. I've known the moment since I was a young adolescent man, boy, discovering what love was, what true love is, what true commitment is, and that is depicted beautifully in the movie The Notebook, starring Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. And I'd like to note that this will be my Ryan Gosling pick, not my Rachel McAdams pick.
It's an important note. It's a very important note.
Because I have a Rachel McAdams movie. But yes, the Gaz, I love you, man. If you're listening, I know you are. I love your work in The Notebook. And Rachel McAdams, also know you're listening because you guys love Still Single. Just want to say I love your work in that movie.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
Yep.
Wonderful. Being concise. Totally a pick to Rob's heart. Happy to be here. Yeah.
Happy to be here.
I'm getting
Alex.
a little bit of heart palpitations, to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous right now.
I feel that.
Let's see. You
Alex
both
is so not prepared.
You both have done Goslings. So I feel like I have plenty of time to come back to the Goz.
Totally.
Now, Sandra Bullock, I think they're all pretty similar, all of hers. The 2000s, I'm giving a little color commentary. 2000s, I've got 5 that are just absolute bangers. So I feel like we're all going to get a hammer there because there's a lot of good rom-coms in a decade. Really tight target to hit there, Jordan laid out. We'll
narrow it down in the future. Sorry, just trying to give you guys, because there's not a lot of like preparation going on here to just give a wide target.
So listen, what I think Ryan Reynolds.
To your timer's up. Man.
Oh, okay. Mine is Just Friends, Ryan Reynolds, because
wow.
I would like to give a reason. I think a rom-com has to be genuinely funny. A lot of these romantic movies are not actually funny. They're like, oh, it's like supposed to be funny, but they're not. Just Friends is laugh out loud. And it's a really good storyline of people from a hometown. They divert. And then the end, when he's like, I want to marry you and I want to put babies in you. And he starts crying. It's beautiful. So Just Friends is my pick.
Nice.
Great pick.
Thank you guys so much for supporting me on this journey. The last one, I want to get the title right, is going to be, oh, crap. Holy shit. Hold on. I got to find the title of it.
See, I knew
About Time. About Time, Rachel McAdams. Fantastic movie.
Wow. Was not expecting you to pull that out of your
Is that the one that she like loses her memory or something?
No. The male interest is he can travel back through time.
Well, okay. There's
At
a
the
Sandy
age of 21,
B.
Tim discovers he can travel in time and change what happens as has happened in his own life. His decision to make his world a better place by getting a girlfriend turns out not to be as easy as you might think.
You guys haven't seen this?
No. This
Honestly,
is Channing Tatum?
No. I bet you many of our listeners have watched this.
Domhnall Gleeson.
Oh
It's a really
yeah,
wonderful movie,
I've
and
seen clips.
yeah.
Saying his name
Well,
so
It's
wrong.
interesting that she was also in The
Domhnall.
Time Traveler's Wife too.
She's got a thing with time.
Yeah, Sandy B doing that with
Big time.
Keanu Reeves a couple times, but not trying to push anyone in one direction or the other.
All right, now we go back to Jay.
Nope.
No.
Bobby Westside.
Bobby Westside.
Nope.
Bobby, hey,
Okay.
still
Yeah.
single.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Really?
gonna
I
go
thought
with
we-
my
Oh, that's right. Okay.
snake, up and down.
Snake, he's in the middle.
The carousel. Up and down,
Listening.
and
We'll blame it on the cold. We'll blame it on the
yeah,
sickness
you're
right
sick.
now.
You got a head
Yeah.
cold.
30 seconds is on the clock.
All right. I am gonna go with, because I don't think you guys are gonna pick this other pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna settle on my Rachel McAdams movie,
Okay.
and it is one of my favorite films. It is a buddy comedy, but it is also a rom-com, and that is Wedding Crashers.
Wow.
Starring Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Wow.
As well. And Owen Wilson falls in love with Rachel McAdams. I think the romantic relationship between them in the film is actually developed very nicely.
Yeah. She's like the third or fourth lead in that movie, so it's a great pick.
She's the third lead. So it's a buddy comedy, but it's also a rom-com.
Yeah. It's a great
It's great. When Sparks comes on, right? Is it Sparks?
I just remember
the Coldplay song when he's like tiptoeing to her door and
and
going on,
and then she tiptoes to his, but then they're thinking about each other.
Yeah, that Coldplay like Sparks going on, or even when they're on the boat.
I mean, look, I came to play today, guys. I just came to play.
Good for you. That's some good choices.
Painting was a gift.
Painting was a gift, Todd.
So good. So good. Painting. Okay. So now I'm gonna.
I am actually timing you this time.
I'm ready to go here. So I've been talking about. Yes.
Go.
Wonderful. So I was trying to stay thematic and kind of similar to how I did on the last draft. I'm going a little off the radar, but I want to take this on the turn and feel really good about it. So for my Sandra Bullock category, I'm going to take Speed with Keanu Reeves.
A wild pick.
It's a wild pick.
It's not a comedy.
There's some comedic moments in it. You just really see the connection between Keanu and Sandy B as she's learning how to drive that bus. And then at the end, when they're at the airport and Keanu makes that joke about them needing to have sex to find out if they're going to be compatible or not, just really hammers it home for me.
I think you did this in the first. I did draft.
That, so I'm staying true.
I'm
staying true to myself on this, and wait until the turn happens too, because I'm doing it again, and I might even do it with my wild card too. So that's why I was trying to stay thematic.
Into action draft. Okay, I respect it. I mean, look, I respect it. It's gonna resonate with somebody.
Yeah,
it's maybe
maybe I'm not like targeting the right audience, but I'm just trying to be me on like, and since the last draft that we did, I've been playing this game with my buddy David, who's really into movies, and just kind of pointing out different movies that have relationships in it and being like, Die Hard rom-com. So
I mean, look, you're staying true to yourself. And,
thank you. Thank you.
Here at Still Single, that's what we.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So then on the turn, I'm going to take a Ryan Reynolds movie, and we're going to stay in this theme that is actually categorized as a comedy movie, and he is fighting vengeance for the love of his life.
Oh, I know what you're going to pick, and it's a good pick.
We're going to go Deadpool.
Yeah, I actually like this pick for a number of reasons. It's so not a rom-com, but it's such a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It's like his best movie.
Comedic elements. He truly loves that woman. She's been in a bunch of stuff. Like kind of like a character actor through it all. That little montage that they do about like each holiday. Yeah. And when he gets pegged, where she's like happy, like Independent Women's Day or whatever. Just really hammers things home,
You said Speed, and I was like, well, Jordan's out. Like he's out. He lost. But now that you've tied it in with Deadpool, your team is starting to shape up a little
Shoot.
bit.
So this makes me feel like I should have almost stayed on theme through everything because I kind of had a way of doing that with Ryan
No, I
Gosling
think
and
one
Rachel
more and then
McAdams.
you're literally insane. If you do one more the action film, then you're gonna be like, so Jordan didn't get the prompt.
Just you wait. So those are my two picks on the turn. Very happy with Speed for Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool.
Okay, and thank you for respecting the time.
Totally.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna. I still need a Sandy B and a Ryan Ray and an Ott. I'm gonna go with one of my just favorite films. We're gonna go to the aughts, and I wanna snipe this one because this film is so impactful for so many reasons. It launched Judd Apatow's like moment in filmmaking. It solidified, it normalized like getting accidental pregnancy. It normalized, it really launched Seth Rogen, and that film is Knocked Up.
It's a great pick.
I think Knocked Up is just one of those movies. I remember seeing it in theaters and being like, are these comedies now? Like, is this what, because they're amazing. Like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And it launched Judd Apatow in like his whole universe. So yeah, Knocked Up. I'm really excited about that pick, and I stand by it.
You know what's what makes that a strong pick, I think, is it's funny. And, it has to do with something that is a very relatable issue in love and dating and life and all of that. And I'll say, like, the only other thing that I could see as just as relatable in a rom-com would be if, like, there's like a mutant and he had to like kill other people, or if like people were on a speeding bus and they had to, like, that's the only other relatable things to pregnancy that I could see.
It's like, do you follow Unhinged on Instagram? They're always like, he texted me, but he was on a speeding bus that was going to explode, so it didn't show up. Funny.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys get that. Like, you can really connect to it.
Yeah. Knocked Up. Who is the female lead in Knocked Up? Why am I blanking on her name?
Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
Because she has fallen off the map. Yeah. She had some issues with both the Grey's Anatomy producers as well as Judd and Seth.
That was it.
It's very public, and she was very difficult to work with, it was told, and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, exactly. That's such a fun. It's also like a great bro comedy. Like the first half hour of them just like hanging out at the house, and like it's catching like Jonah Hill and Jason Segel and Jay Baruchel, like just all,
we all give each other pink eye.
Yeah, it's so good
because they fart on each other's pillows.
Yeah, that scene went right before they go to Vegas where he goes to the house.
It's so good.
Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
I'm so poised, guys. I'm so poised.
You look poised. You do look poised. Did you get a fiddle fig? When did you get that plant?
Thank you, guys. A little while ago. It's thriving.
It is
Congrats.
thriving.
It's so hard to keep those alive. Good for you.
Oh my God, it's so
You have a
hard.
green thumb? Tell the people about your green thumb.
Here's what I do. I once a week give it so much water, and I put it outside for the day.
Really?
And that's the system that I have.
And then bring it in,
and then you bring it in.
Then I bring
at
it
night, and then it just
I just chill it outside for like a Sunday. Sunday, Figgy, get outside.
Do you talk to it at all?
Do you have a name for it?
Figgy, Fitty, Figgy. Yeah, it's great.
Fitty Cent, Figgy Cent.
I don't actually know the proper.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No. You talk about your daughter. I'm done with my plant.
No, I was going to relate to the fact that Leia and I also have a fiddle fig, and we call him Mr. Fig. But then he like had babies. So then Leia goes, "Oh, it's a mom," and so now he's Mrs. Fig.
That's sweet,
and it's cute. Yeah. So and now we have like two other plants, and she's like, "Oh, okay, so he's back to being Mr. Fig because he's the tallest, and then there's a medium plant that's the mommy fig or mommy plant, and then we just got a hydrangea over the weekend, and she's like, "Oh, that's the baby." So it's cute.
Rob's a dad. I still have those moments a lot.
Yeah, Bob.
Remind yourself.
Well, I'm just like, I was gonna say I'm hyper fixated on a rom com draft, but so's he, so we're all good.
Dude,
Mm-hmm. Keep it going. I'm listening.
we're
All
we're
right.
crushing it.
Yeah, you're up, by the way.
Okay, ready? I'm
Oh, let
gonna
me get the
go
timer.
with Sandra B.
Sandy B.
Okay. And the movie, I've only seen it once, but I remember being like, this is good. It was relatable. It was there was a lot of good moments. And that film is not one, but 2 weeks notice.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. That's it for that. But if y'all have seen it, it's great. Hugh Grant, they have a cute relationship. I remember she had to go like boom boom. That's number two. When they were at like a country club and she ended up going in like a trailer and it was like a sweet, cute moment. My
There's
next one, guys.
There's a poop joke
I
in
think
it.
there's
There's
a
like
poop-
a
a poop
whole
event.
scene based around that.
I think so. Yeah, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. She had to like they were in traffic and she like went into someone's like Winnebago.
Nice. I'm quiet right now because I just realized it's my turn and I'm a little anxious.
Well, Alex has one more pick.
No, he did too, didn't he?
No,
No, you just weren't listening.
we were just
to
talking
me.
about Fiddle Fig for a
Okay.
good 5
You
minutes.
just take me for granted.
You're just yeah.
Okay. I'm torn on this because there's a movie that came out in the 2000s, which I think, but it's more from a male perspective, is the most accurate for going through a breakup. When he's deleting the photos from his computer and his buddy's like, well, you're actually not even performing a proper delete. And he's like, well, if we get back together and I'd like to save some of them. And then your mind replaying the good moments and the hard moments and the sadness when like he's crying and he's like, yeah, I think there's a woman above me having a really hard time. And she's like, you're on the top floor. He's like, I'll keep it down. So I can't not. It's just so good. And I think these movies, when they're really funny and they're true, and there's some moments that get in your feels, I think that's what takes it to a very good film. And that film is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
We've been talking about that quite a bit lately.
I think it's appeared in the last like 3 or 4 episodes of the pod.
Absolutely.
So honestly, Alex, I think that is the movie you should have picked. That's very fitting for you.
This category is outstanding though. There's the 2000s. There's so many bangers in there.
Yeah, it's really the Judd Apatow boom really happens, and it one of the great things about Forgetting Sarah Marshall too is just like for the first time I think that I can remember, and especially just like in my experience of watching movies, is the first time of like seeing a guy like being a blubbery fool. Like for a good portion of it, he's just like crying, like usually you see the girl trying to get over it and trying to figure it out, or like being this insecure person, and it's seeing it like a guy being that way, and yet still you're kind of rooting for both. Like I'm blanking on their names. What why am I it's
Mila Kunis.
Thank you. And why am I blanking?
Kristen Stewart?
Thank you. No, not Kristen Stewart. Kristen Bell. Man, just had a brain fart on that. But you're kind of rooting for both of, like, they're both weirdly likable in that sense. Obviously, you're rooting
honestly, every character in that film is likable. Like
Russell Brand is so good in it.
Russell Brand is fantastic. Jonah Hill is fantastic. Paul Rudd is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
He's like, no, I don't wear a watch out here.
Are you that guy from Kaiser Permanente? No, we had a surf lesson 2 days ago, man.
You sound like you're from London.
The weather outside is weather.
It's just
the Dracula musical too. That's a good song.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Guys, I think we're at our last pick each. Are we not?
No. I got 2 more.
Yeah,
but I just want to give some shout outs to Jason Segel because he wrote that film and starred in it, which is amazing. It's like, and his dick
is in it twice.
His dick's in it twice. No, I only remember it in the first scene.
No, Mila Kunis after the Dracula musical.
But you don't. Oh, you do see it. You see it again. Yeah. Apparently, that's based on like that really happened to him.
Yeah. There's a moment that he was getting broken up, and he's just like, I can't wait for her to leave so I can write this down because this is so funny.
Yeah, he like tells the story. He's like, she said I'm coming over, and he thought that they were gonna have sex, so he got naked before she came over, and then she was actually coming over to break up with him. And that's amazing. And that's how you get Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Great pick, dude. Oh man, that movie is so good. Mila Kunis is kind of a great white buffalo in that movie. Like that character. She's kind of like a, she's perfect. Okay. It's Bobby Westside's turn. I'm gonna go with an old pick that I don't think either of you have seen this movie, but our listeners are gonna be like, this guy knows romance. This guy knows film. And my pick is for Sandra Bullock, the 1995 classic, While You Were Sleeping. That's right.
Right.
And this film, I have seen once. It takes place in Chicago, and it is a beautiful film. And I'm just going with it.
What's the premise of that? What happened? It seems
film.
very, yeah.
Let me double check.
Dude gets in a coma.
There's a guy that gets in a coma, and then she falls in love with him while he was sleeping.
So you actually haven't seen the film.
So I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the film. Google.
You've never seen it? You've only seen it once, you said.
Okay. Look,
I've seen it.
We're in the trust tree.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen the first 15, 20 minutes. He hits his head. He gets in a coma. She falls in love with him.
Sure.
Google, look.
And then you picked a movie that it couldn't win your attention for 90 minutes.
I'm just saying, I think it's a good pick. And I think look.
I just want a timestamp. About 45 minutes is when Rob's team fell off.
1995. Bill Pullman is the character that is also in it. Let's see if we have a bit of a synopsis. Speaking of, because I thought we might.
Can I change my pick or no?
I'm writing in Sharpie on the thing.
Because I have my original Sandy B one is one that I have seen, and I do love the film. But it's up to you. I don't know if you've already written it down, but I would change my pick to a different movie. I'm gonna
read the synopsis, and then I'll allow, because you guys allowed me a little wiggle room on the front end, I'll allow it. But I just want to read what the synopsis is. Here's the storyline.
Okay.
Nursing a secret and hopeless crush on a handsome commuter who passes her both every day, the charming loner and Chicago L ticket seller Lucy is about to have a second chance at love. During one seemingly ordinary Christmas shift, it's a Christmas movie also, Lucy witnesses the object of her desire falling off the platform, and in one of those spur-of-the-moment decisions, she saves him from certain death, only to be mistaken for his fiance at the hospital. As Lucy enjoys the unexpected stroke of good luck, unable to tell the truth to his welcoming family, unforeseen romantic affairs further complicate matters. Now the comatose patient's suspicious brother Jack thinks he's onto something. Will Lucy face the consequences of what happens while the beautiful stranger was sleeping?
I saw it. I've seen it. He falls asleep in a coma.
And she's mistaken for that. And so she's always had a crush on him. And okay. All right. You can change it if you want. What are we switching it to?
All right. So the original thought I had for Sandra Bullock was a film. I have seen this film. I don't know if it necessarily hits rom-com, but it's just great. And she's phenomenal in it. And that is Miss Congeniality.
Great movie.
I just think it's a great movie. I think she's like so likable, so lovely,
so great congenial.
Movie. It's so congenial. So I'm officially changing from.
Is there a love interest in that?
Yeah, she falls in love with her FBI agent. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
All right, so switch to Miss Congeniality. I feel seen right now. I feel a little naked right now. You guys,
why is that?
I don't know. I feel a little. I can. Alex is throwing daggers right now.
I don't know what you feel. You feel like we're judging you?
No, I just feel I don't know. I feel like Alex is just a little throwing daggers right now.
I was Googling other movies. It's not all about you. Listen,
it's also not your turn. So
me? Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, dude, I think we're all giving it our best. Some of our best is playing by the rules. Some of our best is making a case for a movie and then having Jordan cross it out in Sharpie. It's I think everyone's having their journey, you know?
Miss Congeniality, final pick.
Okay.
Sandra
Great.
Bullock.
Cool.
Done.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, see, this was my screw up, knowing that I was going a little off. This planned approach. This Rachel McAdams pick is very difficult because I was like, I'm gonna have Wedding Crashers in my back pocket or something, and that was just foolish of me to think of that. So I have only seen this movie once, and this is another like bit of a time travel movie, because the other one that I was gonna pick was kind of gonna stay on my theme, but I've actually never seen it and doesn't feel right in the sense of things. So I want to stick to movies that I have actually seen. That's
a good tactic.
Yeah, staying true to myself on that. So the movie that I'm going to go with is also referencing the Wedding Crashers connection of Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams, and that's Midnight in Paris.
Oh,
that's a great film.
Wow.
That's a great one.
That's a sleeper pick. I didn't even think of that movie.
So yeah, it's a throwback Woody Allen. It's let's see.
It's not even a throwback. That came out in like
2011.
That's a great one.
Yeah, just a really enjoyable. He has his experiences of going and going back in time and having these like wonderful night experiences with people in the past that are famous French people or just famous. Like
he's also navigating
artists.
like being
famous
in love
artists,
with someone
and
that maybe it's not a right fit. It's great.
I will argue though. I mean, it's an amazing pick, but the romance deteriorates between Rachel McAdams and Owen Wilson.
But then he finds someone new.
Right. He finds a French girl on the street, which is beautiful, and they walk in the rain together. But what I'm saying is, it's not discrediting it. It's just different than most of the tropes of the films that we're choosing where they are coming together, or like one of the leads is they're coming together, especially in Speed. They do that.
Listen, you're thrown into a high speed situation and you like kind of like how quarantine kind of sped everyone's relationship, whether it's good or bad. Like if you're on a bus that could explode, if you go lower than 50, you're like, do I love this person or not? And they found it through romance and connection and just comedy of like smelling like gas. No one wants to smell like gas in that situation. The elevator pitch for Midnight in Paris, for those people who haven't seen it, this is a little shorter of a synopsis, is while on a trip to Paris with his fiance's family, a nostalgic screenwriter finds himself mysteriously going back to the 1920s every day at midnight. And there it goes. Now, for my final pick, I am staying true to myself and on this theme. I am going to go with, this is a movie that I feel like it is the peak of the powers for both of these people. It caused a lot of real life drama as well. Like it, and it even steals the trope. I remember watching When Harry Met Sally and I was like, hey, this movie did that. So it steals the trope on that. So there's this full connection. There's comedy throughout. Vince Vaughn lends his comedic hand to this. But once again, I really want to focus on how attractive both of these people are in this moment at this movie. And for my wild card 2000s pick, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Ooh.
With Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
God.
And so the trope that they steal, steal, I guess is the right word, from When Harry Met Sally, is the interview with like the couple's therapist and like chatting with them as they do with the old couples in When Harry Met Sally. But they just look so good in that movie.
Yeah, definitely not a rom-com, but it's an amazing film. And I mean, it suits your team. Like
here's the thing with Jordan's, and I appreciate it because I'm looking at our picks. You're either gonna win or lose by a lot. There's no in between here. People are either gonna really resonate with this, and you're just gonna crush Jordan, Rob, and I, or you're gonna lose.
So I was a little hamstrung having the first pick, and I thought I'd have a little wiggle room. What I was thinking of doing is for Ryan
more time. Sorry.
I think that I don't know if I should have
enough time.
fully committed, but for Ryan Gosling, I was thinking of doing Drive, and then for Rachel McAdams, I was going to do Red Eye with Cillian Murphy.
Again, completely not rom-coms, but
there are love interests in that. There's definitely a lot less comedy in Drive, and I've actually never seen Red Eye, so I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I felt really good about this. I like, throwing curveballs here and there. But I think
like Insidious is a great rom-com because there's a man and a woman and a demon, and it's like
but this is a new game that I've started with my friends of just like if there's a love interest of two people, you just ask if it's a rom-com, if there's like a joke or two in it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I had to stay true to myself with Crazy Stupid Love, and so I'm happy with my team right now. And we are on final picks. Rob, you have Ryan Reynolds left to go.
All right, so I'm gonna go with what my gut is saying. I'm not gonna go with what Google said, because what Google suggests is a film called Definitely Maybe, which I haven't seen.
Okay.
And so I don't want to do what I did last round, where I went with what Google said. I want to go with what Bobby wants.
Right.
I'm going to pick Van Wilder for my Ryan Reynolds pick. I think it's that was his coming out film. That is when he established his little quirky, I'm kind of pompous kind of
quips.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quips.
Tara Reid's the love interest in that, right?
Tara Reid is the love interest. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
She's still alive.
What?
But no,
Yeah,
she's still alive. I don't know. Sorry.
You know what that stands for, right?
Rest in peace. Yeah. I'm aware. Okay. It was a bad joke. Tara Reid alive and well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just Van Wilder. I just think it's like it makes sense with my team.
So you guys would know this probably better than anyone. I was listening to an interview with Bert Kreischer.
Kreischer?
Yeah. Bert Worcestershire.
Worcester. Yeah.
Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer. Was that a story about him? Did he write that and then it was bought out? Do you guys know this? Because he referenced in the interview how like that was his jumping off point of really
Van Wilder.
Yeah. I'll look into this. I'll get back to you guys. I thought you guys might know since obviously you know how to pronounce his name. It could make sense
because he was, I think he went to FSU and he was like 6 years to graduate or 8 years to graduate. So he could have pitched that movie idea.
Wait, no, you're right, Jay. There's a New York Post article.
Okay.
The real life Van Wilder, Bert Kreischer, who majored in partying during his 6 years in college, is the source material for the 2002 frat com National Lampoon's Van Wilder, starring Ryan Reynolds and Tara Reid. R.I.P.
Speaking of, I actually recently watched The Big Lebowski, and she's in that.
Oh, great, so good.
Yeah,
she's great in that. She plays like the young
Lebowski's wife.
Lebowski's wife. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Webs.
Alex, take us home.
One more pick.
You got Gosling.
Just need a little sip of water.
Just in case you
reference.
Just in case you didn't know, you have just Ryan Gosling left of a category.
Ruben's Proxy. That's a fantastic movie, just to be clear. Also, while I have the floor, Hitch was my other number 2. It's absolutely fantastic film. What do I got? 25 more seconds. They don't need no pizza. They got food there. I could do 20 seconds of references and still nail this. Along Came Polly is another fantastic film. Along Came Polly is a fantastic film.
It's true.
Hitch is a fantastic film.
You know, you already did your...
I'll get to Gosling. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Blue Valentine is so good, but it's heartbreaking, which I will have to say to the movie La La Land.
Ooh. Wow. La La Land.
It is a wonderful film. It is heart. It has dreams. It has romance. And they decide that they're not best to be with each other, even though they love each other. And that is, I think, a beautiful and painful thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this because you guys gave me a hard time.
If you even try. Okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't classify it as a rom-com.
I'm going to throw out my fiddle leaf fig. This guy's got Speed, which is a thriller about people trying not to die, and he's poking back on La La Land. They dance in the street under. Fine, it's a musical. That's just a genre.
Listen, I am just trying to give myself credit for people.
What's more romantic than singing?
Falling in love over a stressful circumstance that you can then tell the story for
years. Audience, you decide. I can't with this guy.
So I'm just trying to allow our audience to, while thinking about who they want to vote for, who they think totally won, of just kind of understanding that, like, my picks weren't that off kilter. That's all. That it's just kind of like, La La Land's not a rom-com. That's all I'm saying. And Miss Congeniality, not a rom-com. But like, listen, I love this for us. I love this draft. I love us picking movies that are true to us. And
Miss Congeniality is so much more rom-com than Deadpool.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, and then you followed up. You're either gonna, as Alex said, your team is either gonna, everybody's gonna be like, he's just.
You know what is an interesting thing is if you were to ask someone, hey, what's that movie about? For all these movies, would they say, oh, it's about two people who get knocked up? There's a pregnancy, two people who fall in love in LA, two people from the same hometown. Or would they say, oh, they're trying to survive a bus? What would love even enter the equation?
I didn't even know there was a love story in Speed. I just knew that Keanu Reeves was in it.
This is outrageous. All right.
Stop.
I'm not even joking. I'm just saying what I know.
So we are going to, so thank you. Wonderful draft. Super. Thank you for indulging. We are going to review the picks that we have. And yes, so here we are. Rob took The Notebook in Ryan Gosling. He has Wedding Crashers for Rachel McAdams. He has Miss Congeniality for Sandy B. And Van Wilder for Ryan Reynolds. And his 2000s wildcard pick is Seth Rogen's Knocked Up.
That's a good one.
Alex has La La Land for Ryan Gosling. He has About Time for Rachel McAdams. He has 2 Week Notice for Sandy B, Just Friends for Ryan Reynolds, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall in his wild card. And I have Crazy Stupid Love for Ryan Gosling, Midnight in Paris for Rachel McAdams, Speed for Sandra Bullock, the 1994 classic, Deadpool, the #1 R-rated comedy in the last handful of years for Ryan Reynolds, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, who use references of When Harry Met Sally in the most beautiful Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt roles they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Wow, the extra. How you doing on that?
Yeah, that I mean, it is true. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and Mr. and Mrs. Like, there's nothing hot.
Just that opening scene of them sitting in the like counselor's office or whatever it is just you can stop the movie there and you're just like heart palpitations.
I had such a crush on Angelina Jolie.
Swoon. Well, before we go, I know Alex has a hard out. I know usually you like to do a little like, how are we doing? How we feel? Like, do you want to check in or do you just want to call it a little day and we'll, like,
we can do a little
gratifications at the end of just our enjoyment?
First of all, let's do a checkity check. But I do. Okay, the draft is over. You guys, your teams are great. Congratulations. I want to say thank you to Jordan. Jordan, these are great. These are fun. They're a fun little break in like our light. It's nice to like inject some lightness into our
we're so sad
into our sauna of sadness. So thank you, Jay and Webbs. I gotta say, between all three, I like your team the most.
Thank you. I needed that today, and thank you so much.
I really I think you're gonna nail it, but. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I got 3rd place in the last draft.
That's good.
There's only 3 of us.
Right. So you got last, but that's good. Why don't we, Webbs, all right. Do you want to start us with a little checkity check?
Yeah, a little checkity check. All right. I've been a little sick. I feel really good. I feel very aware, guys, and I went to therapy and I basically like brought in, it's so interesting. I basically like brought in, I've like sourced myself from like, okay, like some behaviors I do, like where are they coming from? Why are they coming from? Like, what can I do about them?
Yeah.
And so that's great. And I'm on that journey and I'm very committed to doing it through a lot of different modalities. And I'll just hit that because for anyone listening, like, I think there's a lot of different ways you can approach something. Talk therapy is one. There's like an energy Meridian guy that I've been talking to. There's another dude who's like, so I think you can approach things from a lot of different ways. Okay. I went into therapy today and it's so interesting. This is the second time it's happened, but she was basically like, can I read a thing to you? And she basically read, it was from this book of like the 5 different personality types. And she goes, would you say this applies to you? And she just like read the boxes of this published book that I was just like, yeah, that's me to a T. And it was like it's simultaneously, I actually find comfort in it because it makes you feel like you're not, I'm not, I hate to use this word, but uniquely crazy or uniquely messed up or uniquely flawed. It's like, oh, okay, we've all had different experiences in life, but some of these experiences have some visceral impacts that show themselves in these ways for people. And so even though it wasn't 100% accurate, it was like 90. So that was it. It was just, I found some comfort in like, okay, I have issues, but I'm a human being and I can work on these.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's always some value of like realizing you're not alone in your like chaos of a brain, you know, and you just kind of feel lost in that. So good. I'm glad you're feeling
I was, as I was hearing that, I was just thinking about like sobriety, and I was thinking about other sober friends. And you know, I do a program, and like I'll go to meetings, and just like you like hear people's shit and you're like, oh, that's like my shit, like I have that shit too. And it makes you feel less, it actually just makes you feel more human and more connected. And I can apply that not only to sobriety but also to grief. Like anytime I've shared grief or loss, and then I've had somebody else reach out and be like, I'm a widow, or like I've lost a spouse, like there's power in that connection. So I think that's good, dude.
Yes. All right, you dudes.
I'll go. Oh,
no,
yeah, you go,
I want you to, I want you to finish this off. I feel like
okay.
you're in a good mood to do so. I'm doing great. Actually, I just spent the last handful of days up in the mountains at this cabin doing a Stayamo shoot. And it was like this secluded little A-frame that when you sat out on the back porch was just pure silence. And for the first time in a long time, like sitting out there and not having music or any, like the silence wasn't like threatening of like, I got to play some music. I got to put a podcast on. It was like, this is so nice and peaceful. And I woke up this morning, like having slept probably like 8.5 hours. And I just remember waking up this morning being like, I am so well rested. I'm just so happy like that I did this and really just set aside this time to have the pups just run around outside and not have to like properly give them a walk and just see them like explore the forest, and just that connection that we built over traveling so much together. Like when I call them back in, they'd come back in, or just, you know, all that kind of stuff is just really rewarding. So feeling really, really good and inspired, created a lot of content while I was out there of just for both brands and personal stuff. And it's always nice to remind myself that I'm like capable and skilled and can find that that there is that passion still there to do that.
That's awesome.
So
I love what you said about the silence not being threatening.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's hard. Sitting still, sitting in silence. I've been struggling with it. I'll finish this off here. And yeah, so I saw my life coach today. Hadn't seen her in a month. And, you know, we sat down and she's like, so tell me, like, there's been so much going on. And I just said, like, I just recapped the last 4 weeks, and there was, you know, this TikTok job, and then this movie, and Tallboy, my company. It's like, and Leia's doing great. It was just like a nice recap of everything that I'm working on and have been working on, and like actually just verbalizing it, and then getting that reinforcement, just being like, yes, like this is all great, keep going. And then to just relate it back to dating, it's like, I've definitely I downloaded another dating app, but now I've deleted it. So I'm only on one. And I've just noticed like there is that impulse to just seek relationships and seek connection. And I've also noticed a pattern of like getting really excited about something and then being like, this isn't it. So I'm working on that, and I think that that's okay. But I reflected the most just thinking like dating is really hard. It's very nuanced right now. It doesn't feel like it feels in the movies from my POV.
Like in the rom-com Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
like during the meet cute and Speed, the most memorable meet
Dude,
cute
when he
ever.
jumps onto the bus and just like right then and there they make eye contact. Just she's a little wildcat. She's a little spicy wildcat in that movie.
Sandra Bullock, she's gorgeous in that movie.
Mm-hmm. She went to University of Arizona. That's why he calls her Wildcat throughout the whole movie, just making references.
So you really like that movie? You're a Speed fan.
Oh, it's great. It's Die Hard on a bus.
Right.
It's so good.
Well, we're gonna be back next week. We have a couple guests coming up in the next week or so. And as always, follow us on Instagram, TikTok at We Are Still Single. You can follow Alex at I'm Alex Weber, and Jordan at Jordan Kahana, and at I am Rob Moore for me. But as always, like, thank you guys for the comments, the DMs, the questions. We really appreciate you, and love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.